Let us move on to educated unemployment. Okay, educated unemployment. From the name itself, you can understand people are educated, in spite of that, they are unemployed. In those days, they will say, I remember my parents saying, only if you study, you will get an employment. So we studied and we are employed today. But in some cases, it's just the opposite. They would have studied, they'll be highly educated. In spite of that, they do not find a suitable job. Such a person is called as educated but unemployed. So this is only educated unemployment. Sometimes educated people are underemployed or unemployed. There are two things here. People are educated, but the first case is they are unemployed. They don't find a job, that is unemployed. The other one is underemployed. What do you mean by underemployed? They are highly qualified, but they do not get a job for their qualification, suitable for their qualification. For example, they would have done post graduation. Apart from that, they would have done B.Ed. So when they have finished their post graduation, they must be given a job in the school to teach higher secondary, plus one and plus two. But when they come for a interview, the management says, here we do not have any vacancy for the higher secondary. You are qualified to take a higher secondary class, but at present we do not have a vacancy for the higher secondary classes. So can you take up a job for the lower classes, maybe for the primary level, first standard, second standard, or third standard? This is only called as underemployed. They are qualified enough to teach plus one and plus two, but they are offered a job to handle the primary level. This is only called as underemployed. Did you understand the difference between unemployed and underemployed? Unemployed is they do not find a job, they do not get a job. That is only called as unemployed. Underemployed means they find a job not suitable for their qualification. They are highly qualified, but they are given a job which is very, very low. This is only called as underemployed. The reason for educated unemployment is faulty education system, or lack of employable skills, or mass student turnout. What do you mean by student turnout? Every year from the engineering colleges, 100 children graduate, 1 lakh children graduate, but all the 1 lakh students do not find a job. Only 25% of the children get a job. This is because of the mass student turnout. Whoever goes to college, they get a pass and they come out and they don't get a job. This is only called as mass student turnout. And preference for white collar jobs. What do you mean by white collar jobs? Professional or managerial or administrative office work are only called as white collar jobs. They want to sit right under the fan without dirtying the collar. They don't want to work in the outside. They don't want to go around and do work. They just want to come, sit in a chair under a fan and go home. So nowadays, many people are looking out only for white collar jobs. There are so many jobs which you have to venture into the field or you have to be on rounds. But children don't want to do such job. They prefer only white collar jobs. So these are the factors which are highly responsible for educated unemployment in India. Hope you understood this. Next one is technical unemployment. This is happening in developing countries like India, technical unemployment. What do you mean by technical unemployment? Modern technology being capital intensive requires less laborers and contributes to technological unemployment. What do you mean by capital intensive? I've already taught you in 11th standard. Are you able to recall? There are two types of techniques which we can use. One is labor intensive and the other one is capital intensive. If more number of labors are used in production process, it is called as labor intensive. If we use more money or more capital in the production process, it is called as capital intensive. If you take India, India is blessed with enormous manpower. Okay, The population of India is vast. There are so many people. Human resources is in excess in country like India and China. So we have to use labor intensive techniques rather than going for capital intensive, because we have more human resources than capital. So when we start using capital intensive, what do you mean by capital intensive? When we start using huge capital, that means we are using modern technology. Modern technology, being capital intensive, requires less laborers and contributes to technological unemployment. Again, I want to explain this with an example. For example, in those days, when we go to a hotel or when we go to a showroom, there will be a person to open the door for us. Okay, he will welcome us and he will take us inside the hotel. Nowadays, what has happened? Technology has improved. So the moment you step in, suppose in case you want to enter a large showroom, the moment you go on to the steps itself, the door automatically opens. There are some sensors fitted. So the moment the sensor senses that someone is coming near the door automatically opens. So there is nobody to open the door, but the door automatically opens due to the technology. So what happened to the person who was working there before? He has lost his job. Another example is we have the automatic teller machine, ATMs. Those days we did not have automatic teller machines. We need to go to the bank to draw money. Whenever we need cash, we need to go to the bank. So there was a cashier and he was giving us the rendering the cash. But nowadays what happened? We go to the ATM, we swipe a card and the machine gives us the money. So what happened to the cashier? He has lost the job. Similarly, when you go to big showrooms, a person will be there to write the bill manually. Nowadays, they have a laser like a gun uh, tool. They just scan the barcode and the money is displayed in the bill. Nobody needs to generate the bill. It is done automatically. So because of the modern technology, many people have lost their job. This is only called as technological unemployment. Nowadays, inventions and innovation. People have invented a lot of things, and there are also inventions which lead to adoption of new techniques, thereby the existing workers are retrenched. What do you mean by retrenched? The employer wants to make a large amount of profit. He uses the technology and he chucks out the laborer. This is only called as retrenchment. Okay. So, what do you mean by retrench? In order to increase profit, dismissal of employee for no fault of his. The employer dismisses the employee for no fault. He wants to make large profit with the machines. So it's just chucking out the laborers. This is only called as retrenchment. Next one is structural unemployment. What is structural unemployment? It is due to drastic change in the structure of the society. There is a change in the structure of the society. Lack of demand for the product or shift in demand to other products causes this type of unemployment. This also I would like to explain with an example. For example, there is a rise in the demand for mobile phones, which in turn has affected the demand for cameras and tape recorders. Nowadays, inside the mobile phone itself, we have inbuilt cameras. So if we carry the mobile phone, it is enough. We need not carry the camera. Whenever I need to click a picture, I click the picture with the mobile itself. So what has happened? People have started using mobile phones. So because of that, the demand for cameras has been adversely affected. This is only called as structural unemployment. So this kind of unemployment results from massive and deep-rooted changes in economic structure. Last one is disguised unemployment. I'm very sure that you will know this term, disguised unemployment. We have been using this several times in Standard 11. What is disguised unemployment? It occurs when more people are there than what is actually required. I've explained this with our classroom situation. 2 girls are enough to sweep the classroom, but 10 people will be there. At the end of the day, nothing will be done. Too many hands will be there, but the output will be very minimal. This is only called as disguised unemployment. It occurs when more people are there than what is actually required. In agricultural sector, it is enough if 8 people work in 1 acre. I am just giving an example, quoting an example. If 8 people are required to 1 acre, and in case if there are 20 people working, because of that 20 people, there is no increase in the output. Whatever was produced by 8 people, the same amount only is produced even by 20 people. So, what is the point of having 12 people extra in the agricultural sector? There is no use. This is only called as disguised unemployment. It occurs when more people are there than what is actually required. Even if some workers are withdrawn, production does not suffer. This happens in agricultural sector. So I'm sure you would have understood the various types of unemployment. Okay. So here you must know the meaning for full employment. Then you must know uh, about each and every, that is, you must know about disguised unemployment, structural unemployment, technical unemployment, educated unemployment, cyclical, frictional. So they might ask you, give short note on frictional unemployment, then give reasons for labor retrenchment at present situation. Why are the laborers retrenched? Why are the laborers retrenched? Because the employer wants to make profit. He is using capital intensive method. He is using technology. So he feels that technology alone is enough. So he is sending many workers back home. This is only called as labor retrenchment. Then you must write a note on seasonal unemployment, note on frictional unemployment, write a note on educated unemployment. All these questions are there in your book back. So kindly learn all the questions. I will be giving you homework. I've already posted the entire material for this lesson. 2 marks, 3 marks, and 5 marks. Go through the material. Please do your homework regularly. Whenever I give a homework, you please finish it on the same day. Homeworks must be written in the economics rough notebook, and the material question and answers 2 marks and 3 marks must be written in your classwork along with the date. I've been telling this over and over again, and please do not come and say that we did not write anything. It is better that you take a picture of the assignments or homework and post it in the group, okay, for me to go through it. And I noticed that only 41 girls have finished the one word test for July. The remaining 16 girls. What are you doing, girls? Do you have any difficulty? If you have difficulty, please give me a missed call. I will be there to help you. Okay. So I want all of you to finish the remaining 16 girls to finish the unit test. Okay. After finishing this lesson also, I will give a unit test. So please study, girls. You need to work really hard. You will be writing your board exams this year, which is very, very crucial. So please work hard right from the beginning. Don't accumulate your homeworks. We have finished 2 chapters and I'm teaching you the third chapter. Please don't accumulate it. When you start accumulating it, then you will not be able to finish it. Then you will be afraid, and then automatically you will fall sick because of the stress. So please study your daily lessons. Thank you, girls.